Hello viewers, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to this program. This program is our community lives. My name is ADENIYI Ekine. Our community lives is all about event, people and places. And we shall be commencing today's program with our segment, which is Show Your Talent. Show Your Talent is all about different talents. Yes, a lot of people have different talents that they have not yet discovered. But in today's program, we have a lovely person to tell us about her talents. Stay tuned and don't blink your eyes. Please introduce yourself to the viewers.
My name is Mitzi and I live in Melbourne, and I teach and perform West African dance with my partner. My partner is Simon Lewis, and he is a drummer. He's learned many parts of West Africa. He's done lots of drumming there, and he plays for my dance classes and in performances.
So what got you into arts?
Well, I actually studied science, and I am a science teacher, but I've always been really drawn to dancing, and I did some dancing when I was young. And then while I was studying, I met a woman who was teaching African dance, and I really fell in love with it. And I thought, well, I'll keep doing this while I'm enjoying it, and 15 years later, I still love it. I really enjoy West African dance. It really makes me feel wonderful.
Why West African dance and drum?
When I was, West African dance, it just seems so exciting, and it's full of life and full of energy and passion, and it's sort of about women being strong. It's not just about being pretty and all these sorts of things. It sort of embodies a different sort of feeling. And my group name is Wasawumba. And so we perform at festivals and all sorts of different events, sometimes private functions, and we have a student base as well, and our students perform at the end of every term, and we often have a band, and we have Wasawumba, and we have a big event at the end of each term.
Thank you. Viewers, in case you are just tuning in, this program is to educate, entertain. It's all about people, events and places. And today, we are having a reality gist with Mitzi. We shall show you some of her theatrical spectacles. Don't blink your eyes. Wow, interesting. So you mean you put all this together with these people, you do all these dance steps and the theatrical spectacles. How do you get your inspiration?
Well, I've been learning for a long time. I've had many different teachers, and often I record on video things that I've learned, and then when it comes time to choreograph a piece, I take little bits from here, little bits from here, and sometimes there's some other sort of performance will inspire me, and I think, oh, that's a really nice way to maybe make the formations change or go from something slow into something fast, and then you develop a new feeling in the performance.
So how many ethnic groups do you have? And when you say West African dance, is it all about African people or
good question.
what caliber of people?
Well, actually, because there are still not many West African people living in Australia, it's mostly Australian people who are dancing with me, and because we've been doing it for 10 years, it's been the people who are around us who've been getting involved. But having said that, we have a Filipino girl who's part of our group, we have an Indian girl, we have another woman who is half Chinese and half Egyptian, so it's a truly multicultural experience.
And how have you been able to support the community with your group?
Well, actually, I think it's an education for people about Africa, and often people end up travelling to West Africa to further their education about it and to further their learning, and through these sorts of experiences they meet new people, and so partly it's about the community here in Melbourne. People are meeting each other and they're making friends, but it's also about making broader connections in Africa and all over the world, because I also have friends who have come to visit me from Japan and from America, and we know each other because we're all interested in African drumming and dancing. And even this woman who visited me, she didn't speak much English, but we still understand the language of the dance and the language of the drumming, so it's a beautiful thing.
And your recent project about Ebola, to support Africa, you did organize a drum dancing and a spectacle to contribute to the awareness and support African people on Ebola. What brought that?
So we did a big fundraiser. So we did, it was like a drum and dance-a-thon. So people come along and they did some workshops in drum and dance, and they paid for those workshops, and that money went towards our fundraiser. And we also did an online fundraiser and a performance, and there were lots of people from the drum and dance community in Melbourne who contributed to that. It wasn't just us, but we ended up raising $8,000, and that money went to all of those countries affected by Ebola in West Africa.
In conclusion, how do you balance your work, family, and social commitments?
Well, the wonderful thing about African drumming and dancing is that you have your socialization plus your exercise plus you're making money all at the same time, so that's a really wonderful thing. And then often my children, my family can come along to classes, and they can come along to performances as well. So I'm managing it okay at the moment, but everything will be easier once both of my children are in school and I've got a little bit more time.
So what is the name of this instrument called?
This is a kora, and it's a West African harp. It's got 21 strings, and my husband Simon Lewis, he plays this kora, and he went to Senegal recently and also to Mali to learn to play this beautiful instrument.
It will be interesting for your husband to play us something with this kora. Yeah, that would be good. And what is this?
This is called a djembe, and so it's made out of a piece of tree which has been carved and hollowed out in the middle.
Wow.
And this skin on the top is goat skin, so Simon puts the skins on these drums, Australian goats, because you can't bring African goat skin into Australia. And so and then he cords it up, and he also plays the djembe and he teaches the djembe.
Good. Can you just do something with this?
Okay, he's got three main sounds. The djembe's got the bass, tone and slap. But Simon is the expert in playing this instrument. So.
Thank you. Viewers, now we are going to show you some more of the talents with Simon playing the kora for us. Don't go away. Wow, this is interesting. Oh, that was a wonderful one, Simon.
Thank you very much, ADENIYI.
So, this is kora.
This is the kora. This is the African harp, West African harp.
Yes, and what is this made of, and what are the tunes? You know, actually, when I was hearing it from behind the scene, it seems as if you were just playing some Western instrument like the keyboard. But looking at it, it's locally built.
Yes, it's definitely been made in Africa. This is the calabash, or the gourd.
Wow.
I'm sure you know calabash.
Yeah.
And this is the cow skin.
Yeah.
It's been stretched over the calabash.
Yeah.
And these are the strings.
Wow.
Fishing line. Fishing line. And you can see this is a more contemporary or modern way of building the kora. Traditionally we use just the animal hide special straps to hold the string in place, but this is using the guitar machine heads makes it a lot easier to keep it in tune and to change tunings as well. So this neck has been made here, made in Australia and put into the African calabash.
Wow, in fact you are a role model, you are a celebrity, and the whole world needs to know more about you, because you and your wife, Mitzi, and the kids, you are just wonderful. And what are all these instruments called, and what are they made of, and what do you do with all this here? I understand this is your workshop.
This is our workshop, and here we make drums and we repair drums and reskin drums for people. Mostly we see we're working with djembes, which is the goblet-shaped drum, the Mandinka drum from West Africa.
Okay.
And we're also repairing dunduns, which are the stick drums that go with the percussion ensemble from West Africa. But also we do bongos and some bongos. We're just skinning for someone. We do bongos, we do congas, frame drums, all sorts of repairs, any sorts of drum. But mostly it's West African instruments, and we bring the instruments mostly from West Africa. We source them from other importers here in Australia, and then we skin them up using our own natural hide that comes from Australia. And we make beautiful instruments, and we've been doing this for maybe 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you think this is acceptable by the community? Because this program is all about our community. Do you think the Australians, the Western culture, accept all these instruments?
People love it.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. And not many people in Australia really are making these instruments and have the skills to make them. So, but I've been many times to West Africa, to Guinea and to Mali and Senegal, and I've sat with the drum makers and had lunch and dinner with the drum makers. Wow. And watched them making instruments, and each time I come back I get some more information. But mostly, really, because when I started first playing the djembe,
yep.
It was a new instrument to me. And I was quite old when I started playing djembe. I would have been maybe 26, whereas I started playing drums when I was 7 years old. But not this sort of drum, you know, snare drum, drum kit, orchestral percussion.
Like the one we have in the studio.
Yeah, exactly. But when I started playing African drums, it took me to Africa, and then of course the skin broke on my drums, so I had to find a way to repair it. So I just thought, oh, I'll do it myself, and had a friend who showed me how to do it, and then from there I just taught myself, and now we make drums. And I love making drums. I love working with the beautiful timbers and and making beautiful instruments that people can really appreciate.
So now, do you think you can give back to our community by training some people? If anybody wants to learn how to make drums, how to play drums, and how to dance, do you think you and your family can teach them? And how long does all this take?
Well, for us, and for me personally, this is music is a lifetime commitment. It's for all of my life. I will never stop making drums or playing drums because I love music. I love playing music with other people. In particular, I love music from Africa because of its strong rhythmical element, but also because of its strong community nature and its ability to bring many people together. Really, for many different reasons, but also for joy and connectivity. So this is what really draws me to this music, the vibrancy and the passion and the energy. I'm sure you would know and understand this.
Yes, thank you so much. So, viewers, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get more skills, talents, just contact Mr. Simon and Mitzi. They are there to put you through.
Man, this is family house.
Yeah.
This is my boss, you know that?
Yeah.
That's my boss. So
Good to meet you.
nice to meet you too, bro.
Yeah.
And good luck for the, everything, and God bless us.
Amen. Thank you.
And then you come this way.
Oh, thanks.
So this is
Wow.
our studio.
Ah.
This is where as you can see, we make music,
Oh.
we rehearse, and we do some recording. With the drum set, we have the piano here over here.
Wow.
Wow. Demonstrating the piano.
Wow.
We have the balafon and the kora, of course, which you've seen already.
Yeah. So you actually started with this?
Yeah,
By
well,
playing
that's
this?
right, with just the snare drum, in fact. Just snare drum playing in
Ah.
orchestra, and then, but I love playing drum kit. Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. It's nice meeting you and your family. You are welcome back. In case you are just tuning in, this program is our community lives. Our community lives is all about events, people, places, and culture. We shall be going into our next segment. Our next segment is In the Globe. In the Globe is all about news, current affairs happening in and out of our community. Stay tuned.
Always was, always will be. Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be. Aboriginal land. Let's make it loud. You heard the crew from the front. Always was, always will be. Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be. Aboriginal land. Louder. Always was, always will be. Aboriginal land. Louder. Always was, always will be. Aboriginal land. No pride in genocide. 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 Treaty when? Treaty now. 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 No pride in genocide. 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 All right, now make as much noise as you can. Let's go. That's exactly what we're looking for. This bloke here. Put your hand up, mate. You're a legend. This guy here, right? He took it. He went, yeah, I'm going to make one up. There are so many creative options for a chant. There's so many conversations you can have that can spark you there. I implore you to listen to the voice that came from the PA just before. We must not be silent. It's not just bodies on the street. This is our voices. Every single person we're going to pick up as we march. And we're going to make some noise, Melbourne! And they're going to hear us in the Kimberley, Melbourne! Always was, always will be Aboriginal land! Always was, always will be Aboriginal land! His land! Always was, always will be Aboriginal land! His land! Always was, always will be Aboriginal 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 land!
Yes, please can you tell us what we are doing here today?
Because we are standing together as brothers and sisters, as First Nations people, against the closures of Aboriginal communities in WA and the threat of our culture being completely ruined. We are not going to stand for cultural genocide. We are of a culture of 60,000 years, and we will not let that end today. Thank you.
So what do you expect now from the government?
We are wanting to put pressure on the government to reconsider their selfish, bigoted, money-hungry ideas and beliefs.
Thank you.
Treaty now! Treaty now! Treaty now!
Yeah, can you tell us what we're doing here today?
We're in solidarity with the Aboriginal brothers, man, for what I call a crime against humanity. We need to join, have our voices heard, make a difference.
So what do you expect after this protest today?
We'd like to hope that Tony Abbott could get some understanding of the feeling out here. Generally what people think of as legislation. It's not working. It's not working for Aboriginal people. It's not working for all people.
Thank you.
That's all right. You're welcome.
Hello viewers, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, today is the protest by the Aboriginal people. They are really registering their displeasure, and they really want a positive response from the government. Thank you so much.
I would like to also acknowledge it's Boonwurrung country today too. Everyone cheer!
Viewers, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome back. In case you are just tuning in, this program is our community lives. It's all about event, people, places, and culture. We shall now go into our next segment. It's also an interesting segment, the sight and sound of our community.
The stars skip over me, and I will be gone as in I see. Let it be so. Now nothing can take you away from me. We've been down that road before, but it's over now.
Interesting. Yes. Beautiful community with beautiful people and sound. I know some of you will be wondering where that was. Anyway, if you have any inquiry, you can follow us on Twitter, or you can like our Facebook page. You can also be part of this program by supporting this program. This program is open for sponsorship. You can also place in adverts. Just feel free to contact us through our contact detail on the screen. My name is ADENIYI EKINE. This is where we shall be wrapping up this program today. Until I see you next time, please stay out of trouble. Let us be peaceful in our community. Let us say no to terrorism. Let us say no to rapists. And let us say no to violence. Bye-bye.